Right now, somewhere in the world, someone is waking up at the exact same hour, drinking the same coffee, driving the same road, having the same conversations, thinking the same thoughts they had yesterday. Nothing feels wrong. In fact, everything feels safe, predictable, comfortable. And that is exactly the problem. Because most lives do not collapse from disaster. They collapse slowly, quietly, through repetition, through routine, through years of choosing what feels easy over what creates growth. The frightening part is this: comfort never announces itself as danger. It arrives disguised as peace. And by the time many people realize they are stuck, years are gone. There is a strange moment that happens to almost everyone at some point in life. You wake up one morning and feel disconnected from yourself, not because life is terrible, but because nothing is moving. You are functioning, but not growing. You are surviving, but not evolving. Your days begin blending together. The excitement disappears. Curiosity fades. Even your dreams start sounding unrealistic inside your own head. And slowly, without noticing, comfort becomes a cage. The human mind loves certainty. It craves patterns because patterns feel safe. The brain is designed to conserve energy, avoid risk, and protect you from pain. That instinct kept earlier humans alive. But in modern life, that same instinct can quietly destroy potential. Because growth and safety rarely live in the same room. Think about the moments that changed your life most. The difficult conversation, the painful failure, the unexpected ending. The moment you felt rejected. The moment you started over. None of those moments felt comfortable while they were happening. But those were probably the moments that shaped you most deeply. Discomfort stretches identity. Comfort preserves identity. And if you stay preserved too long, you stop becoming someone new. That is why many people feel exhausted even when life seems easy. Because comfort can create a hidden emptiness. A person can have entertainment, convenience, stability, and still feel emotionally numb. Why? Because human beings were not designed only for ease. They were designed for movement, adaptation, challenge, uncertainty, and meaning. Without challenge, confidence weakens. Without uncertainty, courage disappears. Without effort, satisfaction fades. And without discomfort, growth stops. Look closely at modern habits. Instant entertainment. Instant delivery. Instant validation. Instant distraction. Every uncomfortable emotion can now be escaped within seconds. Feeling lonely? Open a screen. Feeling anxious? Scroll endlessly. Feeling bored? Consume more noise. Feeling uncertain? Distract yourself immediately. The problem is not comfort itself. Rest matters. Peace matters. Recovery matters. The problem begins when comfort becomes your default identity. Because whatever you avoid eventually controls you. If you avoid hard conversations, fear controls your relationships. If you avoid failure, fear controls your ambition. If you avoid silence, fear controls your mind. If you avoid change, fear controls your future. Many people believe confidence comes before action. But confidence usually comes after discomfort. Nobody feels ready before doing difficult things. The person speaking clearly once felt awkward. The person leading once felt invisible. The person succeeding once felt uncertain. Growth almost always begins with incompetence, and that is why most people never start. They interpret discomfort as a warning sign, when often it is actually evidence that transformation has begun. Imagine entering a cold ocean for the first time. Every instinct says retreat, but after a few moments, the body adapts. Human beings are far more adaptable than they think. The tragedy is not weakness. The tragedy is forgetting that adaptation requires exposure. A muscle cannot grow without resistance. A mind cannot grow without challenge. A life cannot grow without discomfort. There is also another danger hidden inside comfort. Comfort shrinks time. Weeks become months. Months become years. One day turns into someday, and someday quietly becomes never. Many people are not destroyed by failure. They are destroyed by hesitation. By waiting for certainty, by waiting to feel ready, by waiting for motivation. But life rarely rewards waiting. Life responds to movement. Even imperfect movement creates momentum. The smallest difficult decision can redirect an entire future. A difficult workout, a difficult apology, a difficult application, a difficult goodbye, a difficult beginning. Most transformations do not begin dramatically. They begin privately, quietly, with a decision nobody else notices. There is another uncomfortable truth people avoid. The environment around you shapes your identity more than motivation does. If everyone around you avoids risk, you will slowly avoid risk. If everyone normalizes distraction, focus becomes difficult. If everyone settles, settling begins feeling reasonable. Human beings absorb expectations from their surroundings. That is why some environments make growth feel natural, while others make growth feel impossible. And sometimes growth requires leaving environments that no longer challenge who you could become. That does not mean abandoning peace. It means refusing stagnation. There is a difference. Real peace creates clarity. Stagnation creates numbness. One heals you, the other slowly erases you. Many people stay trapped because comfort is seductive. Comfort whispers, "Stay here. Nothing bad will happen." And technically that voice is partly correct, but nothing meaningful may happen either. No expansion, no discovery, no reinvention, no deeper version of yourself. The uncomfortable path is frightening because outcomes are uncertain. But uncertainty is where possibility lives. Every meaningful relationship begins with uncertainty. Every skill begins with uncertainty. Every new chapter begins with uncertainty. The future you want is almost always hidden behind temporary discomfort, not permanent suffering. Temporary discomfort. That distinction matters. Growth does not require destroying yourself. It requires stretching yourself. There is wisdom in recovery. There is wisdom in stillness. But there is also danger in endless convenience. A comfortable life can slowly disconnect people from resilience. And resilience matters because life eventually changes whether you prepare or not. Loss comes, aging comes, failure comes. Unexpected endings come. And people who never challenge themselves voluntarily often collapse when challenge arrives unexpectedly. Meanwhile, people who regularly enter discomfort build adaptability. They trust themselves more. Not because life becomes easier, but because they become stronger. This is why difficult experiences often create depth. A person who has rebuilt themselves carries a different kind of presence. More grounded, more aware, more alive. They understand something comfort never teaches. You can survive uncertainty. You can survive change. You can survive becoming someone new. And maybe that is the real goal. Not chasing discomfort for attention. Not glorifying struggle. But refusing to waste your life hiding inside predictability. Because one day your life will end. And when that moment arrives, the greatest pain may not come from failure. It may come from realizing how much of yourself remained unexplored. The conversations never spoken. The risks never taken. The talents never developed. The courage never tested. The life never fully lived. So ask yourself honestly, where have you confused comfort with happiness? Where have you mistaken familiarity for peace? Where have you been shrinking just to avoid uncertainty? And what would happen if you stopped treating discomfort like an enemy? Maybe the next difficult step is not ruining your life. Maybe it is introducing you to the version of yourself you were supposed to become. And maybe growth begins the moment you stop asking, "How do I stay comfortable?" and start asking, "What kind of life is worth being uncomfortable for?" Because at the end of everything, people rarely regret the risks that helped them grow. They regret the years spent hiding. They regret staying silent when they should have spoken. Staying small when they should have expanded. Staying distracted when they should have paid attention to their own lives. Comfort promises protection, but often delivers limitation. Discomfort promises uncertainty, but often delivers transformation. And the strange thing is, deep down, most people already know this. They can feel it during quiet nights. They can feel it when watching someone brave take action. They can feel it when imagining the life they secretly want. There is a part of the human spirit that wants challenge. Not endless suffering, but meaningful resistance. A reason to become stronger. A reason to grow beyond survival. So maybe the answer is not to destroy comfort completely. Maybe the answer is to stop worshiping it. Rest when needed. Recover when needed. Protect your peace when needed. But do not build your entire identity around avoiding discomfort. Because a safe life and a fulfilled life are not always the same.